It all kicked off with a heap of gravel dumped right in front of the Harrisons' driveway, like it was part of the landscaping. I'm talking a legit mountain of crushed rock, blocking their only way out. From my porch, coffee mug frozen halfway to my mouth, I squinted and thought, well, damn, here we go again. I live 3 houses down, close enough to know everybody's business trash pickup schedules, dog names, who's got too many lawn gnomes. The Harrisons? Solid people. Quiet. Their grandson, Ethan, is some kind of tech whiz, always tinkering with solar gadgets I don't pretend to understand. He's a good kid, polite. His granddad, Frank, is a beast of man-arms like oak trunks, eyes sharp enough to cut glass. Where does he fought in Vietnam? Maybe Korea? I forget which, but you don't mess with Frank. Then there's Linda, the queen bee of the Sunnyvale Estates HOA. Picture her, heels clicking, always clutching a tablet like she's commanding a spaceship. This woman once slapped a $50 fine on a neighbor for a too festive birdhouse. Yeah, that kind of petty. The Harrisons, though, they're not under her thumb. Years back, they fought her attempt to rope their land into the HOA and won, court order and all. Linda didn't take that loss lightly. She's the type to nurse a grudge like it's fine wine. So when I saw that gravel pile, I knew it wasn't some random delivery screw-up. This was Linda playing dirty. That afternoon, Frank strolled over to my fence, staring at the gravel like it was a puzzle he'd already solved. "This ain't done," he muttered, voice low and gravelly itself. I just nodded. We both knew the game was back on. That night, I caught a glimpse of Frank and Ethan, moving in the shadows, hooking a trailer to their truck. I figured they'd haul the gravel to the dump, but they had bigger plans. By morning, the neighborhood group chat was on fire. The Sunnyvale community, pool Linda's pride and joy, was filled with gravel. Not a prank, not a bucket or two, but a full-on, apocalyptic gravel beach. Linda lost her mind. By 10 a.m., she was parked crooked in front of the Harrisons' place, arms flailing, screaming loud enough to wake the dead. She dragged along some HOA, rent-a-cop, and a sheriff's deputy for good measure. "You think this is a game?" she shrieked, face red as a stop sign. Ethan just leaned against the porch railing, arms crossed, cool as a breeze. "Maybe don't dump gravel on private property next time," he said, smirking. Frank sat in his rocking chair, sipping coffee like he was watching a rerun. The deputy looked like he'd rather be anywhere else, scribbling notes while Linda demanded arrests, lawsuits, maybe a lightning strike for good measure. The Harrisons didn't budge. I'll admit, I was quietly cheering them on. Linda once left a note on my door calling my cactus hostile to the aesthetic. A cactus. So yeah, I was Team Harrison. But what came next? Nobody saw it coming. Over the next few days, the Harrisons were hit with a barrage of nonsense. Letters from the water department claiming unpaid bills. IRS notices sniffing around their taxes. An anonymous tip accusing them of stashing dynamite in their shed. Then, one night, someone zip-tied a dead rabbit to their gate. That's when I realized this wasn't just Linda being Linda. This was war. Frank didn't flinch, though. And Ethan? That kid was cooking something up. Turns out he'd wired their property with a security setup straight out of a spy, motion sensors, thermal imaging, encrypted cloud backups, the whole deal. One night, those cameras caught someone trying to hack in. Not some bored teenager either. This was a pro-level breach, and the digital trail led straight to Sunnyvale Management LLC, the HOA's parent company. The next night, Ethan went live online. I watched it from my couch, along with half the town. He laid it all out like a prosecutor logs, timestamps, IP addresses, even a screenshot with Linda's name tied to the hack. "Hey, Linda," he said, staring into the camera, smile for the lens. The internet exploded. Clips hit social media, radio stations picked it up, and suddenly Linda was the VY lane of the week. She vanished for a bit, probably hoping the storm would blow over. It didn't. Just when things seemed to cool down, I nearly choked on my tea one morning. A construction crew was on the Harrisons' land, unloading chain-link fencing and digging post holes like they owned the place. Frank stormed out, voice like a thunderstorm. "What the hell do you think you're doing?" he roared. The crew boss waved a clipboard, all smug. "Linda Thompson signed off. Says this is common area." Frank's laugh was pure menace. Pack it up, or this'll be your worst Tuesday ever. The sheriff rolled up soon after, same deputy from before, looking even more tired. Frank showed him everything. Drone footage, photos of busted irrigation lines, even a scraped-up solar panel. That was the last straw. The Harrisons lawyered up and went nuclear. The courtroom was a circus, neighbors, reporters, even a city councilman who usually only shows up for photo ops. Linda looked like a ghost. No makeup, no posse, just a nervous lawyer sweating through his suit. The Harrisons' attorney, Sarah, was a force of nature. She painted the whole picture. The court order from years ago, the gravel, the rabbit, the hack, the fencing scam. Then came a knockout punch. A woman named Clara, ex-HOA board member, took the stand. She spilled it all. Linda had orchestrated every move, signed off on the gravel, ordered the hack, even called the Harrisons desert trash with Wi-Fi in board meetings. When the judge dropped the gavel, the room went still. Linda was guilty as charged, fined, banned from the HOA, publicly humiliated. The HOA got slapped with an audit and had to print apologies in 3 newspapers. I hung one in my garage, right next to my toolbox. Linda's been a shadow since then. Her house stays dark. Her SUV hasn't budged. No more tableau VYing. No more power trips. A few weeks back, the new interim HOA president, some guy named Mike, stopped by the Harrisons' place with a peace offering, a letter, a tree voucher, and a barbecue in VYT. Frank didn't even look up from his coffee. If there's brisket we might show, he said. Me? I got a new porch chair. Better VYEW, just in case the drama kicks up again. Now, I'm curious, what would you do if someone like Linda lived next door? Would you fight fire with fire like the Harrisons, or try to keep the peace? And let's get real. Was Linda just a control freak who went too far, or did the Harrisons push her buttons on purpose? Drop your thoughts below, hit that like button if you're Team Harrison, and subscribe for more wild neighborhood stories. Let's hear it. What's your take? Thank you for taking the time to listen to today's story on Store of Good Stories. If this story touched your heart or made you think, don't forget to hit like and share the video to spread this positive message to more people. And if this is your first time here, make sure to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss any of the meaningful stories we share every week. Your support is the biggest motivation for Store of Good Stories to keep bringing heartfelt and valuable stories to you. See you in the next video. Thank you for taking the time to listen to today's story on Store of Good Stories. If this story touched your heart or made you think, don't forget to hit like and share the video to spread this positive message to more people. And if this is your first time here, make sure to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss any of the meaningful stories we share every week. Your support is the biggest motivation for Store of Good Stories to keep bringing heartfelt and valuable stories to you. See you in the next video.